Welcome to my channel. Israeli strikes on Palestinian Jenin camp in West Bank. The Israeli army has launched a massive military operation on the Jenin camp in the north of the occupied West Bank. It started with multiple drone strikes. Videos published on social media showed smoke rising from a residential block. The Palestinian Health Ministry said at least 3 Palestinians were killed and more than 20 others wounded in the ongoing raid. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, said they were striking terrorist infrastructure in the Jenin area. "We will not stand by idle while terrorists continue to harm civilians using Jenin camp as a hideout," they said, adding that the camp was a terrorist stronghold. The Jenin Battalion, a military umbrella that includes armed men from Palestinian groups Fatah, Hamas and Islamic Jihad, said, "We will fight the occupation forces until the last breath and bullet, and we work together and unified from all factions and military formations." Dozens of armed, masked Palestinians were deployed in the alleys of the camp. Ahmed Zaki, a resident of the camp, told the BBC that columns of Israeli army vehicles penetrated the outskirts of the camp from several streets. Palestinian ambulance driver Khaled Al-Ahmad said, "What is going on in the refugee camp is real war. There were strikes from the sky targeting the camp. Every time we drive in around 5 to 7 ambulances and we come back full with injured people," he told Reuters. Last month, the Israeli military killed at least 6 Palestinians during a raid into the Jenin camp, the first time in years that it has used attack helicopters in the West Bank. 7 Israeli soldiers and border police officers were wounded in that attack. Thai elephant flown home after alleged abuse in Sri Lanka. A Thai elephant given to Sri Lanka in 2001 has returned to its birthplace after a diplomatic row over its alleged abuse. The 29-year-old Mutu Raja arrived in Thailand on Sunday on a 19 million baht, £425,000, $540,000, commercial reparation flight. Bangkok had demanded the return of the animal after claims it was tortured while kept at a Buddhist temple. Sri Lanka's Prime Minister said he had formally apologized to the Thai king. The 4,000 kilograms, 8,800 pounds, elephant was airlifted to Chiang Mai in a specially built steel cage, accompanied by 4 Thai handlers and a Sri Lankan zookeeper. It will undergo hydrotherapy to treat an injury on its front left leg. Both Sri Lanka and Thailand consider elephants to be sacred animals. In 2001, the Thai royal family gifted 3 elephants, including Mutu Raja, to Sri Lanka's government to be trained as carriers of religious relics. Mutu Raja was placed in the care of a temple in the south of the country. Animal rights groups allege it was made to work with a logging crew in the temple, adding that it developed a stiff leg from a long-neglected injury. Sri Lanka-based activist group Rally for Animal Rights and Environment, RARE, lobbied last year for Thai officials to intervene after months of unsuccessful attempts to get Sri Lanka's government to act, the group's founder Panchali Panapedia said. Ms. Panapedia said the failure of Sri Lankan wildlife officials to act had brought disrepute to the country, The Independent reported. RARE has also petitioned for authorities to prosecute those responsible for the elephants' neglect. Sri Lankan Wildlife Minister Pavithra Waniarachi told local media Thailand had been adamant in demanding that Mutu Raja be returned after its ambassador in Sri Lanka found it to be in poor health during a visit last year. Mutu Raja was in pain and covered in abscesses when removed from the temple last November, AFP reported. Activists claim its handler inflicted some of those wounds. It was temporarily transferred to Sri Lanka's National Zoological Garden and most of its wounds have healed in recent months. Sri Lankan Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena told his parliament in June that he had conveyed his regret to the Thai king Maha Vajiralongkorn over Mutu Raja's alleged abuse and was able to re-establish trust between the two countries. The Thai government stopped sending elephants overseas about 3 years ago following protests from activists, Thai Environment Minister Veerawat Silpa Archa said in June. Bangkok's Wildlife Department said it is monitoring the condition of Thai elephants already sent overseas. Mexican mayor weds crocodile in harvest ritual. A mayor of a small Mexican town has wed a crocodile bride in an age-old ritual for prosperity. He could be seen kissing the reptile, whose snout had been tied shut. The 7-year-old crocodile, nicknamed Little Princess, is thought to represent a deity linked with Mother Earth. Her marriage to the local leader symbolizes the joining of humans with the divine. The tradition likely dates back centuries to Oaxaca State's Chontal and Wabe indigenous communities. It is the union of 2 cultures. The union of the Waves and the Chantails, Mayor Victor Hugo Sosa told reporters. Ukraine war. The lethal minefields holding up Kyiv's counter-offensive. A Ukrainian soldier drags himself through the long grass, one leg trailing limply behind him. Seconds later, a flash of bright orange and a cloud of white smoke mark the spot, just a few meters away, where yet another landmine has been triggered. As a second badly wounded soldier pulls himself up onto the relative safety of a nearby armored personnel carrier, arms flailing like a swimmer trying to cling onto a lifeboat, as a thick smudge of dark red blood marks his agonizing progress. All this was captured, live, last week, by a Ukrainian army drone hovering overhead on the front lines south of the Donbass city of Bakhmut. From above, the cratered minefield looked like it was covered in a haphazard rash of dark brown crop circles. Mines are terrifying. They scare me more than anything else, said Artyom, a 36-year-old soldier from Ukraine's 108th Territorial Defense Brigade. 2 days earlier, two of his colleagues had stood on petals, small, green, anti-personnel mines, that had recently been scattered across a field by Russian rockets. Our guys were experienced. But it's hard to have eyes everywhere. Both have leg amputations. One leg each. We have mine injuries after every fight, said Artyom, a trained sapper, explaining that the rockets enable Russian forces to plant new mines in places that have already been liberated and cleared by Ukrainian forces. As Ukraine's long-anticipated counterattack has not yet achieved the sort of speed and momentum that some had hoped for, including President Volodymyr Zelensky, who admitted it was slower than desired, and a range of soldiers we've spoken to on different sections of the front line have blamed Russian minefields for at least part of that delay.